Hello guys and girls, welcome back to Geekism. My name is Jonty and we are here in Parkitect. We haven't been here for absolutely ages and ages, but I finally found a little hour and I fancied to come and play a little bit of isometric, old school, but still new school roller coaster creating goodness. I don't know what you want to call it. So in the last video we built the two coasters you can see on the left there, the two dueling or racing coasters in our pirate area. Kind of wanted to get them finished off. I don't know how much we're going to end up coming back to Parkitect at the moment, to be honest with you, because a lot of my creative juices are being used up in Planet Coaster, but I kind of always felt bad that we never quite finished this area off, and we got this really awesome mod pack that included loads of cool piratey goodness. So I wanted to come and finish off the pirate area with some of this, and we decided to build a pirate ship here as well. It's really good fun to do, actually, using all the modular pieces to create a ship. And here the two coasters you'll see come roaring past the ship there towards the end of their ride, so it really looks good in that way. And it was just nice playing around with some of the pieces, the cannons, the mast as well. I think looks really good later on as well, and I actually really quite enjoyed myself. Although if I'm honest with you, I'm kind of really into the what's the best way of wording it, the scope that Planet Coaster gives you, perhaps when you're slightly limited by the isometric view of Parkitect, and a lot of people prefer Parkitect due to the management probably being a little stronger, and I'd even possibly agree with that. And some of the features they do regarding the management are really great in this, especially the the stock management. It's something that we've not really seen in these games before. But for me, I like creating stuff, and I'm a little bit obsessed with Planet Coaster, as you can probably tell from the channel. But it is nice to come back here sometimes and try a different approach to things as well. So we're finishing off here. The one thing I'd really like in here that we couldn't find is something I could use as a wheel, a ship's wheel. So unfortunately the ship sort of gets itself wherever it's going, who knows. But we do have a pretty awesome crow's nest with the pirate's flag up on the top there. And it actually looks pretty cool, along with the treasure chest. The ship has just come back from a voyage out to collect some bounty, or booty even. And then there's some really cool animated cannons there that sit in the side of the ship, and a little hatch that comes up and down there as well. The next thing we do is build a coaster station. We build one station for both coasters because this is really a joint ride, even though they are technically separate. They are linked there. You can see at the stations that little dotted line across the middle there means that they both set out at the same time. So it's called Pirate Battle, white and black. And like I say, we build one large station that encompasses both of them. And again, we stick to the sort of stucco, South American kind of style to it, like we've done with the entrance to the area, and like we will eventually do with the monorail station if we do come back here. So we're taking the colours from there and bringing them over to here. First of all, we have to figure out a bit of trouble with the remembering the controls, to be honest here. The actual controls are pretty decent when it comes to placing down queues and paths in this game, but it's been maybe a couple of months since I was last here, and I really couldn't remember how to do anything. So even in a time lapse, it takes me a while to get anything done here, as you can see, and a little trouble sorting out the queues. I think maybe those queues could probably be recoloured to match the area a little bit more. Those are the queues we've been using throughout the rest of the park, but I feel here they could probably be sort of a little bit more subdued, maybe some browns and oranges and things to get them to match the pathing and the rest of the areas there. I found some barrels that I wanted to add in, so I'll just go back over to place some of those on the ship, like it's just come back after a voyage out to Treasure Island, and then we start to enclose the area here. I wanted a little bit of the queues sort of sticking out, so to speak. I think that's quite nice, and also relatively realistic. You get that a lot sometimes. Part of the queues in theme parks sort of pop in and out of buildings, and then it was a case of finding the archway pieces that match that wall. One of the problems at the moment is all the walls are just called wall. It would be nice to have some more definition to them, sort of stucco wall, wooden wall, stone wall, that sort of thing, so you could search for them a little bit easier. But unfortunately all the walls are just called wall, so it takes a little while to find what you're looking for. Finish off with some archways here, letting people in and out. And again, like I said in previous videos of this, a lot of the decoration here happens on the roof areas or the flat areas, because this game is isometric, or well, it's technically it's not called isometric because it's 3D. It has a special name, but I forget what it is now. But it's basically this isometric style, and because of that, the place that the player is going to see more than anywhere else are the flat surfaces, so the roofs of the buildings, and the sides of the buildings. So rather than sort of really delving in to create intricate scenery where the actual guests would see them, like we would in something like Planet Coaster, where you can really get the camera in. Here we do most of the scenery up on the roof, and make it look a little bit more like a realistic building as opposed to a theme park building, because normally theme park buildings up, if you can't see them, they're not decorated. You have some aircon units or whatever up there, but here we've gone for some more sort of barrels and crates and things like that, just to sort of break up the large expanse of that stucco roof. Overuse the barrels just like we do in Planet Coaster. That's something that happens a lot. I'm a big fan of my barrels with these awesome little sack pieces, and then in the pirate mod there is some awesome crates as well that the slightly darker colour of those break up the barrels quite nicely. And there we've got some more pirate booty. So that's near enough it. The last thing we're going to do is find a nice awning for the windows. This little red cloth awning looks really smart. And then we finish off all the pathing areas with our palm trees. And unfortunately the palm trees in this game, or the trees in general in this game, have really large collision boxes, and you can't really build them up as much as you'd probably like to, so they're a little bit limited. I noticed a lot of the punters walking around, the guests walking around, they're all sort of a bit droopy. I think they need some places to sit, and as soon as I put those seats down, they pretty much all invade them, so that was obviously what the problem was. But once we've got all those down, we run around with the palm trees there, fill in the gaps using a few of the different styles and shapes just to give it a bit of break up. We're not doing anything exact here, you know, we're sort of placing them randomly as opposed to placing one on each square to make it look a little bit more realistic. We just place it all around the area. The last thing we have to do here then is create the monorail station, and then we'll move on to another area. But like I say, we're going to be coming back here few and far between at the moment, I think, because obviously I think it's better off spending our energetic creativity on Planet Coaster for now. One thing we didn't do in the last episode that I thought I'd do this time is actually ride the coaster. This is a mod I've got installed that lets you ride from a first person point of view, and as you come around here you'll see the other coaster coming around as well as we go into our drop. Apologies for the frame rate here. There's not much I can do about it, I'm afraid. You know, I've got a pretty decent PC but I think the game, obviously seeing it still in early access, isn't quite optimised as best as it could be just now. There's the loop, and I could probably do a bit more banking there, I think. Yeah, and we're back up to the station. There you go. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. It really helps out the channel, and if you're not already, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.